Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have my wonderful girlfriend here, Haley. Most of you guys know her if you guys are returning subscribers. But anyways, we wanted to talk about traveling when you're gay. As lesbians.
Why are you so off?
I don't know. I mean, this can kind of go for like most of the LGBTQ members. But I just thought we'd do a video on like traveling and, you know, being gay, more or less. I guess our first talking point is like safety strategies. So like Haley's more of the planner than I am, but like, are there certain things that you look for when you're trying to travel to a place you want to go to, or is it just kind of you just go off on a whim?
So it starts off as like a whim, looking for the best deals and things. And then once I narrow down the best deals for the certain time that I want to travel, then I will go and like research the countries further. So for instance, we were debating between like Alaska and Dubai because those were like the best deals for like my spring break. And one Google search was, can you be gay in Dubai and like travel as a gay person in Dubai? And it just did sound super inviting. So I was like, hey, cool, Alaska it is. And like we're going somewhere else this summer. I don't think Lauren's announced it yet, but we're going somewhere else this summer where like gay marriage may not be legal, but like they're still kind of accepting for the most part.
Yeah.
Like it's safe for us, but like we're not obviously gonna have a bunch of PDA and stuff because like, you know, don't need that anyways. Sorry. But yeah, it all starts out like as a whim with the deals, and then how accepting they are definitely confirms it of like where I want to go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I feel like whatever country we decide, we always look up. Mm-hmm. What's the community like over there? You know, what's the gays doing? Where are they? But yeah, so I mean, like just a quick Google search, I feel like will tell you all the answers you kind of need to know regarding like safety in that kind of term. Okay, I had to switch my battery. And when you're traveling or you're planning for traveling, like, are there certain things that we keep in consideration in terms of like hotels, like beds and all that stuff, and like also like hostels? Like, is that like any different? Like this, that, and the other? Yeah. When you're planning, like what we look for?
So I've stayed in hostels by myself in Europe, and well, I guess not by myself, with other people, but like Lauren was not there.
It was on like a EF Ultimate break vacation.
So I like knew all the people I was staying with because they were in my tour group.
Yeah.
So they weren't like complete strangers. So I felt comfortable doing that. I think EF was a really good way to like solo travel while still being safe. But like for me and you, I think it's just worth it to pay a little more to have our own room. Not even just because we're gay, because like you have all your camera stuff and everything, and like what if they snore? What if like they're just kind of, it's just not the vibes? I don't know. I feel like,
but also I feel like it's a great way to meet people though.
Yeah, I think it's a cool way to meet people, but like
it depends.
Also, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're traveling as a couple, I feel like
maybe not,
but
maybe
like
you can get us like some hostels have like a double bedroom, like single room, and you can still like have like the community areas and stuff. Right. But yeah, I don't think as a couple I'd want us to stay in like bunk beds in a hostel. If I was by myself, I would consider it. I think you'd hate all aspects of it.
If we went to a hostel and we had a bunk, would you be top or bottom?
I would have to be on the top bunk because you pee in the middle of the night and stuff, and you can't climb down the ladder.
I could. I would probably fall off. No, yeah, you're right. I get very claustrophobic if it's really close to the ceiling.
Lauren's not like high maintenance.
No, yeah, but like, it's just like I have preferences.
She definitely wants it to be nicer if we're traveling, which I get.
Like a little bit. But also, like, I'm down for the experience. You know, like, I'm down doing, like, staying at, like, motels or quick things, like, off the highway. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm down for that. Just, like, maybe not every night.
Yeah, it has to be a mix.
Yeah. So, how, like, while we're traveling, how do we handle, like, uncomfortable conversations or, like, questions or, like, people misgendering me, probably. Like, how do we handle that? I feel like in certain circumstances, like maybe in other countries, like it's fine, mostly because like they don't know, and maybe like in that country it's not as acceptable as it is.
Yeah. But like if we're in America, places. I'll yell at someone or say something. Like if I'm in America, I'll say something to you, or like Canada or probably most of Europe, I'll be like, you're just rude, straight up. But if there's like actual cultural differences and barriers, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think if you don't like gay people in America, you're just straight up homophobic. I'm not saying that if you hate gay people in other countries, you're not homophobic, but I feel like there's a cultural difference, whereas it's not accepted widespread there anyways. So like if you support it, then you're putting yourself at risk. Like walking on the street, for the most part, we're fairly passing and lucky because Lauren, for the most part, can look very much like a man if she wants to. And I think that I can definitely just pass in general. Like even if I wear
straight,
like even if I wear like super gay clothes, like
yeah,
it's not necessarily gonna matter.
Yeah. You're still passing.
Like the gay people know I'm gay, but like the straight people don't.
Yeah.
And I like, which is fine with me. So like when I'm with you, like I know the gays know that we're gay, but then the straights are just kind of like, I don't know. Which like,
yeah, or they stare and they're like trying to figure it out.
Which like safety wise, I feel like that's fine overall. I think the biggest thing is like you feeling comfortable in the bathroom. So like I'll always go in the bathroom with you.
Yeah.
Or like do my best to find a gender neutral bathroom, but that's probably the biggest thing.
I feel like that's another safety strategy too. Like if you're a masculine presenting lesbian and like you feel kind of uncomfortable to use restrooms, and you know people in general just make you cringe and have anxiety, like I feel more comfortable and more safe when Haley's in the bathroom with me because I know she'll say something. Like we'll get to personal stories in a second, but for the most part, like I do think having another person in there like with you that knows, like you know that they have your back, is a lot more, it sets your mind at ease. Regardless of that saying, I always still try to find gender neutral because that way I don't have to deal with anything. But for certain places, like the South in America, you have to pick. So it's, you know, it could be very scary, but, you know, it is what it is. And people don't know until you tell them, I guess. Showing PDA while we're traveling. What do you... I feel like we don't really show that much PDA that much. I always wanted it, but like Haley gives me the stiff arm.
Oh my god, whatever. I'm not a huge PDA person, you know? Like
I just like physical touch.
Like we will kiss if we're like in a really cool, beautiful place and stuff, but like we're not gonna make out or anything. Like that's weird. And like we can hold hands and walk, but like we're not gonna do much more than like the occasional like kind of pecky kiss. And holding hands.
Yeah, holding hands.
Like, I don't need to be having my hand on your thigh on, like, the train and, like, do... Like, I just...
Sometimes you're tired, though, and sometimes you do that.
If I'm tired, I'll just rest, but it's not like a I'm feeling you up kind of way. Like, I just don't think it's needed.
If you put it in perspective, like, if you see a couple, even a straight couple, in the streets... making out, like, tongue eating each other's throats, like, it's just so gross.
I'm not into it, to be honest.
Like, I just, like, why are you eating each other like that in the middle of the street? Like,
if you kiss, you kiss, but, like...
No, literally, because it was so funny, though. We went to the Eagles thing in City Hall, and there was a couple, they were drunk, but, like, they were eating each other's faces, like... I mean,
hands
it didn't even look
going
good.
Down the pants, like, it
didn't even look good.
I was just like, okay, I don't need that.
Yeah, so, like, you know, we try not to be that, because, like, sometimes...
It's not even a culture thing, like... Or, like, a fear of people knowing we're gay. It's just, like...
It's kind of like a respect thing.
It's just, like,
you know?
No one wants to see that if you're straight or not. Like, do what you gotta do away from people.
Keep it in the bedroom, guys. Keep it in the bedroom. Or, like, small places.
Just not,
Do you have any, like, tips for finding LGBT places or anything like that?
I mean, like, if you just do Google searches, it'll tell you, like, the countries that are, like, accepting, the countries that have it legalized, and blah, 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 blah. And then, like, even within, like, the countries that may not be super, super accepting, it'll tell you, like, the cities that will be best. I would say, overall, no matter where you go, the cities will always be more accepting just because it's a city. Put in the time and effort just to look up some things really quickly.
I'll give you a little head start. So these are the top safest LGBT countries to visit. So it's Iceland, Canada, Denmark, Malta. Where's Malta?
I don't know, Europe.
Spain, Portugal, Sweden, Norway, Belgium, and the Netherlands. I love how America isn't even on that list.
America, no, I was looking at it earlier. It's like, we're like number 40, and I was like, ha.
Yeah, don't come to America.
Basically, a lot of it's gonna be like Europe or like
Europe.
More of like the Western, like Canada, kind of America, but like you know how it is, like that kind of vibe. It's not saying you can't go to like Asia and South America and stuff. You just need to know the culture, know the safe places for you, and do that. As far as like the Middle East and Dubai and things, I don't know how accepting it would be. I personally strayed away from it after my Google searches, just because I was like, okay,
maybe not
right now.
Yeah,
I would love to go everywhere I can in the world, but
being smart about it.
Some of it is just like, you gotta be careful. And I don't know if that is like a stupid American viewpoint where like our media tells us what's dangerous and what's not. Or if it's actually
it's a Google search though, so it should be non-biased.
Or if it's like actually for real. But I definitely know, like, I don't necessarily want to go to a bunch of countries that don't legalize gay marriage.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily like an American mindset. It's just like, it's a culture thing. You know, culture, religion, whatever you want to say.
I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone's like culture if I visit their country. But I also like, I am gay, you know?
So, I am. Like, she is.
Like, it's part of me. I'm not saying I'm going to go and like have a bunch of PDA with you or anything, but like, I will cover my tattoos. I will like do things to be respectful. But at the end of the day, I'm still gay. So I want to be in a country where I'm like hypothetically safe.
I just want to be accepted. Like, I hate when people are so close-minded and like judging and stuff. Like, I just want to feel accepted. Like, at the end of the day, that's what anyone wants to feel, regardless of who you are, what you are, who you like. So I honestly would just rather travel those places where I can feel that way, because yes, traveling is like a learning thing and also a vacation thing, but it's also like, it's a thing for you and yourself, and you're doing it for yourself. So like, why would you put yourself in a place where you're not accepted and you're not welcome? Because that's asking for something that you probably don't want. We're moving on to personal stories. What are some personal stories that, I mean, are examples of like what we kind of talked about in this video? We can talk about the cruise.
Road trips like are easy because we're in our own little bubble and we can do our own little thing. It's just like knowing what states you're stopping at in the bathroom and stuff.
I feel like the majority of the time the issue is just bathrooms.
Just the bathroom.
Like,
mainly for you.
I don't think like anyone's really like walked up to us in the streets or have given us like a lot of dirty looks.
No, like there might be some
just
glances, but like whatever.
I mean, yeah, like glances, but like,
yeah,
you know, even on the cruise, like we went to a cruise ship to Hawaii, and I got stopped by a woman, an old woman, in the bathroom, and then Haley yelled at her. But I just kind of beelined it to the bathroom because I had to pee really bad, but like also.
Yeah, but I would say like I still felt like safe and everything. Like granted, it is like a quote unquote American cruise ship, and we were going to like Hawaii, but like there's people from all over the world on there, and I thought we were good and safe, and everything. You don't really get denied any services or anything on the boat because it's the boat. So, like, if you're, like, very hesitant, I would say that, like, hypothetically, cruises should be fairly safe for you.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of easier for, like, femme lesbians, like, two lesbians that look like women, for those of you who don't know. But, like, I feel like it might be a little bit easier for them, but also it could be harder for them. Because they're walking in the streets, they're holding, like, you know what I mean? So, like, the bathroom situation would be easier, but then it's hard. It's just, like...
It depends, because it's, like, if you're a woman walking at night in a city...
Oh, yeah,
without, like, a man or someone that looks like a man, then it's, like, scarier. So, like, luckily, Lauren kind of looks like a man in that aspect, so I feel safer. Because it's, like, I will not walk alone at nighttime. Even here, I'm like, Lauren, I need to go to Target. And she's like, okay, see you later. I said, but, like, no, I need you to go with me. Type that out. We don't support Target. We're boycotting Target. The two femme lesbians can maybe pass as just, like, friends depending on the situation. True, like, if it's scary or whatever. Yeah. But then they don't have the easiness or whatever of, like, having, like, a man or someone look more masculine, like, at nighttime. Like, yeah. Because no one will talk to me if you're next to me at nighttime because they think you're a man. But if I'm by myself, then they'll talk to me. Or if I'm just with, like, another female presenting person, sometimes they'll talk to me.
But all depends.
All women know this already, I think.
Yeah. I think it's also harder for, like, people who are trans and stuff like that and everything like that. Like, I have a coworker, and she was like, yeah, they always stop me at airports. They always pat me down. And I'm like, that's kind of, yeah. I mean, I don't have that kind of experience, even though I do look very mask presenting. Like, they don't know that I'm not, I don't know, trans or whatever, but I've never really had that issue. But I feel like with the name changing and everything, it might be more of an issue. But again, I don't really have that experience, so I can't really talk on that much. But I'm just saying, like, if you are part of the LGBT community, like, just be careful. Really research your stuff, I feel like, before you go. I mean, you should be researching your place that you're going to anyways. So you don't get there and you're like, oh, what do I do? For safety reasons, mostly, just be careful and know where you can and can't go. What are our favorite memories traveling?
Together or just traveling in together? General? Oh my god, swimming with sea turtles in Hawaii was so cool. That's what kind of brings my moment is like, that one really gets me. That's just crazy.
That and Yosemite kind of really.
Yosemite was beautiful.
Yeah. How has traveling strengthened our relationship?
I don't know if they say this, but, like, it's like a thing. Like, you know your relationship is going to be successful if you can travel with someone. Or, like, you know your friendship is going to be good if you can travel with someone. Because I think everyone has been on a trip or heard about a trip where it's like they do not travel well together, like, and we're not friends anymore. So I feel like ours definitely, like, strengthened our relationship because it works so well and we're, like, always on the same page, or we want the same thing, and if we don't, we communicated about it very well, rather than me having an Excel spreadsheet and you being like, what the hell are you doing, blah blah blah, let's just vibe. Like, that's, like, how a lot of things go. The way we travel is, like, we'll have, like, okay, on Tuesday we want to see, like, the Eiffel Tower and get a vegan croissant. But the rest of the day will just be an outline and just, like, walk around and stumble upon things. So we always, like, bullet list the things we have to do, and then we like to just, like, be a part of wherever we are, and that's how we travel. So it's just knowing what you and your partner want together, and luckily we work together so well.
I think it strengthened our relationship in terms of, like, I feel like I can, I don't know, trust her a little bit more, because, like, you know, we're doing things, we're seeing things, we're learning together, we're, I don't know, in a new environment together, and we kind of have to rely on each other for, you know, safety and getting around, even, like, trying new foods and things like that. Like, you get to know them a little bit better on a deeper level because you're in a new environment, and people react differently in new environments. That could be good, that could be bad. But yeah, so I think it's definitely peeling back another layer in the relationship and really kind of, I don't know, falling into each other in terms of just experience and living it out and being together. Are there any awkward moments traveling? Should we bring up how like sometimes it's awkward when we fight and we're on vacation and we kind of just have to sit in it together and be there? Like there are a few fights, but like they're nitpicky.
like petty little arguments, right?
But it's like, awkward because you have to sit through there and you're on vacation.
One of us would make the wrong
place.
turn or something and like get mad. I'm just like, why are we doing this? Like it doesn't matter.
How do we support each other in an unfamiliar environment? I mean, I feel like we kind of went over that in terms of like, you know, you support me by going to the bathroom and...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I support you the same way I do here.
Yeah.
I don't know how many differences I make. I think we just maybe do some more check-ins than we normally do. I'm just like, hey, you still good? Like, you hungry? Like, you got to go back to the hotel? It's just more check-ins. Because I think we both do a really good job of, like, taking care of each other anyways and supporting each other everyday life. It's just a little bit more communication to make sure that we're good. Because we don't maybe have the same signs or showings of, like, stress or tiredness as we do at home.
Are there any other comments you wish to make?
I think that you will always learn more traveling than you ever will like just reading about a place. So I really do encourage everyone to travel. Obviously, like money's a thing and blah, 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 but like there's more affordable ways to do it. And I really think that, I mean, I'm biased, but like experiences are so much better than things. Like memories and moments, I think are just so much better than having like cool shoes in your room. But like maybe that's just my opinion. I don't know. I'd rather have memories and moments.
I really do think that traveling is such a big learning curve, and I feel like I learned more moving across the country than I did in high school altogether. But I highly recommend just going out and traveling as much, even if it's like 3 hours away from where you live or something like that, because it really does change how you view things, and you gain a whole new perspective when you see it from different angles or different parts of the world. Yeah,
see different parts of the world.
Your bubble is not always healthy, especially if you're depressed. If you're depressed, get out, bro. Like that's the reason why, is your body is asking for something else. But anyways, that's like another topic for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, comment down below what was your favorite tip, or if you have any tips that we didn't mention, would love to hear. I do have a Patreon page down below, so if you want to support, you can. And other than that,
if you ever go on a EF Ultimate Break trip, use my code UA Haley 100 for an extra $100 off.
There you go. Look at that.
You don't have to put that in there.
We can tag EF.
Okay.
Peace out. Enjoy life. Live it out. Bye.